think we're peaking at the right time. We're getting better as games go on.
It's go time. It's playoff basketball. Do whatever it takes to win.
Bridges to Booker, back to Bridges. It's a Booker bonanza.
We can't keep talking about it now. We got to do it. That's the deal right now.
They have been sensational.
We have our eyes on the prize and we're going to keep going.
This is our freaking moment.
Welcome to Hoop Streams presented by Dell. I'm Ros Gold-Onwude, and today I am joined. What's up, y'all? I'm Ros Gold-Onwude. Welcome into Hoop Streams presented by Dell. I'm Ros Gold-Onwude, and today I am joined by Kendrick, Carry On Perkins, and Monica McNutt. We need to get you a catchphrase, girl. We got to work on that with you, but we'll keep an eye on the draft lottery as the picks get revealed. So we'll be checking in tonight on the draft lottery. As a reminder, the Rockets, Pistons, and Magic all hold an equal 14% chance of landing the number one overall draft pick, followed by the Thunder and the Cavs, who hold an 11.5% chance at the top pick. Guys, none of these five teams can fall below number 9 overall, and the Rockets, as the league's worst team, can drop no lower than number 5. Monica, as we look at all of the possibilities on this draft lottery, I know you followed the college game a lot this season. What are your thoughts on this draft class?
Man, so this year, Roz and Perk, for me, I'm leading with my heart on some guys that probably aren't going to be first off the board, but I'm a huge fan of Davion Mitchell from Baylor. You talk about a guy that improved his stock in the NCAA tournament. Off night is his nickname because when he guards the best player on the other team, they have an off night, baby. So I'm thrilled to see what happens for him. He's sitting outside the top 10 in most projections right now. But of course, I think when you start talking 1 and 2, you got to talk Cade Cunningham. Some folks have Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga up that high. You know, Evan Mobley out of USC is another guy in that top 3. And I think it's really interesting compared to what we're seeing right now in the playoffs, the power of point guards that maybe aren't traditional NBA builds. Yeah, Cade Cunningham has more of the NBA build, but if you buy that Jalen Suggs can give you some of the things that we've seen from guys like Ja Morant and obviously Trey Noise representing Atlanta, you know, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Perk, what about you? What future lottery pick do you think can have the biggest impact next season?
You know what? I'm rolling with Monica on this one, and I'm going to tell you why. Davion Mitchell, if they sleep on him and he don't get drafted in the top 5, it's going to be the biggest mistake of any one of the teams that got the top 5 pick. This kid is a flat-out stud. He has the mindset to me of a Kyle Lowry with a Donovan Mitchell type swag, right? And he's improving offensively. He got it out the mud. Didn't get a fair chance at Auburn. Had to go and transfer schools, got his fair opportunity at Baylor. He's a 23-year-old grown man. But to me, the number 1 pick, I know, Cade Cunningham, to me, he reminds me of a modern-day Grant Hill, and I think the sky's the limit for him. But I'm rolling with Jalen Green. Here's why. Jalen Green has been playing in the NBA G League. I played in the NBA G League. It is an extremely hard league to play in, a tough situation because everyone is trying to get to one goal, and that's to make it to the NBA. So you got guys on your team that are preying on your downfall. You got guys on the other team that are trying to come at your neck because they know who you are. And for him to go down there and do what he did in the G League, a young man amongst grown men who is thriving for a chance just to get a 10-day, I think this guy is special. He's NBA ready. He has the athleticism. He has the game. I think he should be the number 1 pick.
You know, guys, one of the kind of interesting aspects of this whole draft lottery is these representatives who come with the teams, and sometimes they bring like a good luck charm to get them over the hump to get the right draft pick. All right, so if y'all were there to represent a team, what would be your good luck charm that you would bring?
Go ahead, Monica.
Okay, so I know right now I'm not representing well, but it would definitely be my favorite color, nail polish. Like, that would be my good luck charm. And right now I'm currently doing it au natural, you know what I'm saying? But I would definitely be like, this is the color that brings me all the zen, the good luck, good vibes only.
I like that. Perk, what about you? You got any kind of good luck kind of things you do?
I do. You know what? I would have to go with my Wesley Snipes type look off of New Jack City, right? When he was in there, when he was trying to figure out what was going on. My all black with the black T-shirt with a gold chain. That's my good luck type swag. So that's what I'd probably throw on if I was representing the team for draft night, for draft lottery.
I like that you bring up swag because that's actually what we're going to get to next. We'll keep our eyes on the lottery throughout the night and react as we learn what the top 5 picks are. But first, you mentioned swag. These guys can't play right if they don't look right. Let's head to Walk It Out, presented by Dell. Walking it out. All right, first up, coming into the game, it's a runway. Ooh, you like that icy blue from Devin Booker with the shades?
Okay.
You know what? D-Book been
great shade
swagging
of
out
blue.
a lot lately.
I like the cars he's been rolling to these games with. Paul George, what about PG? Braids clean.
I like this.
He's so
this look very
Cali.
clean. I like
He's
it.
so Cali.
Terrence Mann, does he still have the hot hand?
I mean, he
girl.
got
Shout
that
out to
hot
Terrence Mann. His
jacket
mama's
on.
a
I know
Hoya.
it's 80 degrees.
Jay
I
Crowder
know
looks
it's 80 degrees out there.
Jay Crowder looks like an after-school mentor.
Oh my God, Rod.
Okay, Rajon Rondo, y'all peep that? That's the Louis NBA collab bag. That's nice. Rondo, okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Steve Ballmer, Clippers
The
owner.
richest man in the building.
Okay.
He looks like the richest man in the building.
Yep, that's that billionaire swag. Really
Right.
don't give a damn how you dress.
Right.
got all
Who cares
of
what I'm wearing? You know what time it is. He came through with the plaid
I'm
button-up.
not wasting money on shoes.
Right. You know who I am. When you wear an outfit like that heading to the arena, you pull in a Kevin Durant, you just like, you know who I am. All right, thank you guys. Hey, you're watching Hoop Streams presented by Dell. So guys, we're gonna make sure to come back to you. We've got Clippers versus Suns game 2 tipping off shortly after 9 p.m. on ESPN. Devin Booker before the game getting shots up. Can he repeat? He had his first triple-double. It was a 40-piece triple-double, 40 points, whole bunch of rebounds and assists. All right, let's head on to Spot Up 3. It's time for one of our games here on Hoop Streams. We call it Spot Up 3 because we got 3 questions. You get a 3, you get a 3, she get a 3. Okay, first topic. Is everything going to plan? The Clippers lose game 1, 120-114 to the Suns, who got a 40-piece triple-double from Devin Booker. All right, but y'all, hear me out. The Clippers have lost the first 2 games of every series this playoff. So, Perk, are the Clippers exactly where they want to be right now?
No, they're not. And look, they're in a must-win situation, in my opinion. You do not want to go down 2 games to this Phoenix Suns team. They are not the Dallas Mavericks. They are not the Utah Jazz. This team has a certain type of chemistry, a certain type of feel, togetherness, where they got their heart and soul into this. And when I'm watching this Phoenix Suns team, I ain't gonna lie, it makes you want to come out of retirement and just sit on the bench just to be a part of this. So at the end of the day, watching them play inspiring basketball on both ends of the floor, the Clippers are not where they want to be, and they're definitely going to be in a tough position if they go down 2 games.
Wait, but Perk, I thought it wasn't a series until you steal on the road. I mean, ain't the Suns supposed to win at home?
Yeah, I mean, they are, but look, this is what I'm saying. The Suns just swept the Denver Nuggets. And watching them play, watching my MVP sweep the world's MVP just showed me that this Suns team is on the mission. And the way that Devin Booker is locked in along with the other role players, like at the end of the day, if this was to go 7 games, guess where the 7th game will be at? In Phoenix, one of the best home courts right now in this postseason.
Monica, how about you?
You know the part that you're forgetting? Listen, y'all, this is the part that we're forgetting. If the Clippers go down 0-2, the Sun will get better when CP3 gets cleared. So this is not the same monster that they've seen in the first couple of rounds of the playoffs. So, nah, this is not the plan. They need to cut it out. Like Perk grandmama say, when people show you who you are, believe them. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Phoenix Suns squad is very good, and they get better when you add CP3.
Always listen to your grandma. That was sound advice. All right, y'all, let's head to topic 2. Okay, student of the master. Okay, is the student becoming the master? In game 1, we talked about it. Devin Booker got his first triple-double with 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists. Book was cooking. We saw him doing his best CP3 impersonation by controlling the pace, hitting clutch shots, and dominating in the mid-range. Monica, how impressed were you watching Book this postseason?
My favorite thing this postseason, and Perk, you've heard me say this, has been literally witnessing the changing of the guard. And Devin Booker is part of that top 5 guys that are under 25 that have been a huge part of seeing it. Yesterday, I think, again, Book gave us another signature moment. But I got to say, in this particular conversation, you can't skip over how important Cameron Payne was to this squad. I mean, he had 9 assists as well. And honestly, the 2 more assists that D. Book had, either one of them could have thrown that behind-the-back pass to Deandre Ayton when the defense collapsed. So I think Cameron Payne is a huge part of this piece, too. But I think in spots, that 3 consecutive buckets from the same spot down the stretch in the third quarter by D. Book, chef's kiss, man.
Right. And Payne only had 1 turnover, so he was out there being super efficient with the ball. Perk, what about you? How has Chris Paul helped Booker grow?
Well, you just watching Devin Booker now. He's playing within the system. He's not forcing anything. And when you look at it, you could tell, one, by his field goal percentage, especially in the postseason. At the 2-guard position, he's averaging 29 points, but almost shooting 50% from the field. That's unbelievable. And then when Chris Paul went out, KG used to always say, watch the franchise guys that want to be great. They'll be able to get their 40 and be able to get others involved. And we watched Devin Booker do that. And he wouldn't have done that if Chris Paul wasn't on his team, showing him the way, showing him how to be a leader. Devin Booker right now is in his bag so deep that he bought a bag of carry-on and he threw luggage up under the plane. He even got a toiletry kit inside the backpack.
I love it. No,
I hope you're not flying Spirit, because that's a lot of bag fees.
and you got to pay for each one of them.
Exactly.
No, but definitely Devin Booker, he has arrived. Let's get to the last topic. Are the Suns annoying? Suns have played 2 physical series, drawing the ire of both the Lakers and the Nuggets. Hey, we all saw this clip of Jay Crowder bumping into Reggie Jackson. Look at Reggie. Come on, man. Damn, he's annoying. Y'all see him? He was upset there. Okay, that was the reaction in game 1. And the physicality, PG and Booker. Look at Cameron Payne here. He's talking big talk. Swipe back. Get off me. So, Perk, go ahead.
Batum hit him with Ros. You know that when you in the club and the dude get you on the underarm, Batum hit Cameron Payne with that. I feel you. Just get off of me. Don't touch me.
Facts. Come on, get your hands off me. Why are you holding my arm?
Right.
Perk, do the Suns have an edge here, being more physical and just flat out more annoying?
Yeah, they are. And look, it's okay. Danny Ainge used to always tell us and tell me, be the instigator and not the retaliator. It's part of it. Look, the Phoenix Suns don't care about nobody but the Phoenix Suns, and that's how it should be. Who cares if somebody get mad? They don't care if you LeBron James. They don't care if you Paul George. They especially Jay Crowder, he don't care. But he has that mentality that if you don't have on the Suns jersey, then oh well, it is what it is. And watching this Phoenix Suns team, it brings me back to that old school mentality. And I love everything about it because, again, they're together, but they're about that action. They want all the smoke.
All the smoke. Perk, correct me if I'm wrong. At the beginning of the season, you did call the Suns being in this position. Did you say it? Was that you?
I mean, I was trying to be humble about it, but I did. I told him when James Jones got Chris Paul, I said, listen, this Phoenix Suns team is going to be a top 5 team in the Western Conference. Then they added Jay Crowder. I said they're going to be a top 5 team in the league. And look, it's right here. I mean, if Chris Paul did what he did with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you watched the Phoenix Suns in the bubble last year, and you think the addition of Chris Paul going to the Suns wasn't going to elevate them, people were tripping. I was like, why is everybody sleeping on the Phoenix Suns?
All right, well, I'm going to make sure to toot your horn, tilt that crown, King, because you were right so far about the Suns. Monica, you were right about the Grizzlies. So we got 2 aces making predictions here for the NBA. Thank you, guys. We'll get back to you in just a bit. You're watching watching Hoop Streams presented by Dell. Devin Booker getting it up. Can he drop another 40 points? Will his teammates continue to help him out? Clippers versus Suns. Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals tipping off shortly after 9 p.m. on ESPN. And all right, we are joined now by Cassidy Hubbard, who is in Phoenix in person, holding it down on the sidelines tonight for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. What's up, Cassidy?
What is up? I am hot.
I know it's hot out there in Phoenix, girl. And you got that beautiful white jacket on, so I know you're holding it down with the fashion. But the story of Game 1 was Devin Booker. He had his first triple-double. It was a 40-point triple-double at that. I'm sure that got the attention of Coach Ty Lue. So what kind of adjustments can we expect tonight from Ty Lue and the Clippers?
Well, Ty said after watching film, he really wasn't happy with their pickup point. He gave credit to the Suns, basically how they scouted them against what they did against Luka and then Donovan Mitchell. He really just said that, he picked them apart, and he really wants to shorten the court. He used the phrase heels to the three because he doesn't want to give Booker the opportunity to kind of take the whole court and do what he will, because Reggie Jackson, he called him a complete package, a three-way level player. And Ty said out of all those three levels, he's willing to give away the mid-range, because ultimately if you shoot 15 times and from mid-range, is ultimately just going to be 30 points. So we'll see what they do with Devin, and because Devin's going to have another full load on his shoulders with Chris Paul missing his second straight game of the Western Conference Finals. But Perk, I wanted to ask you, I had a conversation with Ty Lue about making adjustments, and he said it was his favorite part of coaching. And some people may say that he starts slow in series, but really he talked about how much fun he has analyzing the game and gathering information. From your time under Ty Lue, what did you notice about his ability to really adjust game to game?
Well, see, this is what a lot of people don't understand about T. Lue. T. Lue is a guy that is a real student of the game. He don't do a lot of hooping and hollering up and down the sideline, but once he get home and he get you in that film room, he's going to address you like the numbers on the house. And what we're starting to see and what the world is starting to see is what all the players that have played under T. Lue witness, that this man is a hell of a coach. He's a great coach. And right now he's a coach that he's in his bag, that he got fries at the bottom. That's how deep he is in the bag, okay? And when I'm looking at him, I know T. Lue, he want to feel you out. He's not going to panic. We have to remember, he won championships as a player, so he's not going to panic. He's part of one of the best championships of all time for his winning as a coach, coming back from 3-1. He always stays calm, and he knows how to make adjustments. And he told me, he texted me the other day and said, are you going to worry again this series? I said, I don't know, T. Lue, the Suns are different. He said, I got something for you. Just watch Game 2.
And Ros, I know, he's talking some stuff. And Ros, though, Perk pointed out, he came back from 3-1. They've dropped the first two games in their first two series, but he's 8-1 since. And I just want to do one more tidbit on Ty Lue. And actually, Chauncey Billups, who is his best friend, and he's also one of the top names in all these head coaching job openings right now. But, Ty Lue talked about during quarantine how him and Chauncey basically lived together for 6 weeks in Denver. I mean, Chauncey's wife is a saint, because she allowed Ty Lue and two other assistant coaches, and all they did for those 5-6 weeks was watch film and run through plays and then go out on the court and work through those plays. This guy lives and breathes X's and O's, and I think I tweeted the other day the Queen's Gambit image. Like, sometimes that's how I think Ty Lue at night. He's just looking at all the different adjustments he can make after games 1 and 2, and it'll be exciting to see what he can do against this Suns team, which Paul George said is very different.
It's like a beautiful mind with all of the X's and O's flying around his head, Cassidy, Ty Lue. And that's very cool, the brotherhood that he and Chauncey Billups have. And I'm sure that translates from that house to the sidelines. Speaking of the sidelines, Cassidy, you are actually in the building. You already told me it's hot in Phoenix. But another thing that we've noticed from our homes, just watching the games, I mean, it sounds really loud in there. Can you just describe the effect that fan base is having?
Well, I'll give you a little insight on me. I've been covering the NBA for now 6 years for ESPN. I've been on the sidelines for about 6 years, and I've never done a game here before. So this will be my first experience. And it's the Western Conference Finals. So they're starting to trickle in, but I got here about an hour and a half ago, and it was already flooded around the streets. I see a couple of Suns and Four guys t-shirts over to my right. I'm expecting this arena to be on fire, because if it's anything like what I've witnessed on television, I don't think I can fully comprehend what it's going to be like. And my seat is right in front of some fans. So, I'm in for it for my first ever experience here in Phoenix.
Of course, Cassidy, this is your first experience in Phoenix. They just made the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. They only bring out the big dogs for the big lights, for the big times, all right? So they had to make playoffs before seeing you, girl.
My big dog's back there, and I'm holding down hoop streams.
I got you, go. Hey, we miss you here. Thank you, Cassidy, for giving us insights from Phoenix. Perk, you're amazing as always. Y'all can check out Cassidy from the sidelines during Game 2 tonight, and she'll be back in her seat on Hoop Streams Thursday for Game 3 as well. Hold it down, Cassidy.
See you guys. It's hot.
Get her an ice pack. And it's heating up at the draft lottery. Picks 14 to 5 have been announced. The order is set, except for those top 4. Those will be revealed on ESPN in the final 5 minutes. I hear a couple of oohs. Guys, what do we think so far?
You know what? I actually like it because I was praying and hoping, being from Texas, that the Houston Rockets would land at least a top 3 pick, and it's looking like they are. For the simple fact that I want something good to happen for Coach Steven Silas. He went through hell and back this season with how James Harden handled the situation, everything he went through as his first time as a head coach, and I just want him to have some type of blessing. Plus, the general manager, he has to get a top 2 pick or a top 3 pick. Otherwise, he's not going to hear from the Houston fans for trading away James Harden and basically getting back Victor Oladipo. Okay?
I'll take a moment or look through some of this draft order. Notice the Warriors, they did get that number 7 draft pick. And you got to go along with number 14, Pacers at 13, Spurs, Hornets, Pelicans, Kings, Magic. Warriors at the 7, and then the Thunder for 6, Magic at 5. We're waiting to see what's going to happen for 4, 3, 2, 1. Monica, what do you make of this? What's your kind of feel looking at how this is shaking up?
Well, I mean, Perk made a great point about the Rocket situation. You certainly root for Silas in that position. But I actually was like, oh, the Magic, 5 and 8, looking a little like the Dallas Wings on the WNBA side that had 2 in the top 10. Listen, the Magic are an organization that has been long-suffering in terms of trying to get it right. And I know that we're not necessarily praising this class in terms of generational type talent, which we've seen in the past couple of years, at least in that top 5 realm. But that's a good spot for them, I think, to get some guys that they think that they could build on, or if they wanted to shuffle around those picks and see if they could attract another key guy. I know they sent a lot of guys away at the end of free agency this year, but I'm curious to see how that pans out for the Magic.
All right, guys. Well, I'm curious to see how the top 4 picks will pan out as well. We'll get to that once those are revealed, and we'll certainly get your thoughts on it. But first, we want to come back to the Western Conference Game 2 matchup we have happening here tonight. Somebody else is stepping up. You know, Chris Paul and Devin Booker have gotten a lot of the credit, and they deserve it. But check out your boy, the former number 1 draft pick, Deandre Ayton. He's really been stepping it up in these playoffs.
Get it, man. Come on, we got business to handle, Tank. Keep dominating. I got you, baby. Defense, 1, 2, 3. We good, bro. This defense, man. Hey! Back to our D. Back to our defense. Go, 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 top. Get a stop. Cam, don't stop attacking, bro. Stay in attack mode. Middle open, bro. You can pass it to me. I can work the other side. I'm on big hands, so you don't got to worry about what type of pass you want to do. Hey, don't float it. Don't float it. Don't float it. Yeah.
Booker back to Payne. Payne on the drive. Beautiful feet again. And Ayton with the slam.
I was hot. I'm hot, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Knock down shots, play D. Let's go, Black. Let's go.
Man, I am just so happy to see DeAndre Ayton kind of find something and come together. You know, this number one draft pick, people were hard on him. Maybe they were saying he wasn't assertive, aggressive enough, and finally really blossoming when it matters most. Perk, what impact is he having on the Suns this postseason?
Oh, a huge impact. And I said it before the season started that Chris Paul was going to put that key in his back. And sometimes that's all a young player need that has the potential, like DeAndre Ayton. I said he was going to have the same effect that he had on DeAndre Jordan. Just think, DeAndre Jordan played some of the best basketball of his career playing with CP3. CP3 brings that killer mentality. He brings that dog out of you. That's all DeAndre was missing. We already know he had the skill set. We already know he had the athleticism, but all he was missing was a real one to come and push him and get that dog mentality out of him. Now the sky's the limit. Everybody better watch the hell out.
Now, Monica, the Clippers, they've been down 0-2 in each series of these playoffs. They're down 0-1 right now. Perk already told us, don't dig that hole against this Suns team. So in order to get that W, what kind of adjustments can we expect here from the Clippers?
Well, there's two things that stood out to me from game one, you guys. One, I thought that the pace easily favored the Phoenix Suns. They love getting up and down the floor. You know, they was getting shots up within 10 seconds of that shot clock. And I don't know, not that the Clippers can't keep up, but I think if the Clippers can slow the pace down and make Phoenix defend over the course of a possession, I think that plays into their favor. But the second part to me, and I mentioned him earlier, was Cameron Payne. While Devin Booker had that massive triple-double, he didn't have to bear all of the weight of running the one, and so he's able to get into his bag like the fries at the bottom, like Perk said, right? I think if you put more pressure on Cameron Payne filling in for CP3, then that's a little bit more disruptive to the entire unit, and it'll force Devin to have to bear more of that load. And then, of course, flat out, if you let D-Book kill you, like, he gonna do that, so they're gonna have to figure out a way to slow him down.
Right, so Devin Booker's presence, you know, takes a little bit off of the load off of everybody else. But Perk, I don't know, maybe he can have a 40-point game every single game. I don't know. I've learned not to doubt Devin Booker, but what can his teammates do to take a little bit of the pressure off of Book?
Well, you know, it's all about shot making. And when Mikal Bridges is knocking down three-point shots, when Cameron Payne is being aggressive, he's getting to the rack, he's finishing well. Crowder and Cam Johnson, when DeAndre Ayton is running the floor with lob threats being at the basket and finishing in the paint, that's what takes pressure off of Devin Booker. Once everybody else starts to finish, then everything else opens up for him. So the others have to step up again, which I think they will, because role players play better at home.
All right, guys, we've got some breaking news. The 2021 NBA draft order is officially in with the top 4 draft picks. At number 4, it's the Raptors. At number 3, it's the Cavs. At number 2, it's the Rockets. As you said, they had a tough season. Let them get that draft pick. And at number 1, it's the Detroit Pistons. So, you know, Mike Schmitz, he made a whole list of the top draft picks available and what he thought was, you know, should be the number 1 pick. Monica, what do you think the Detroit Pistons should do with that number 1 draft pick?
I mean, I think you got to go Cade, right? If you're Detroit. I mean, listen, I loved this Detroit Pistons squad back when they won the title. Detroit basketball. I remember my best friend was a Lakers fan, and we kind of went at it head to head. But I think it's Cade. I think they are looking, obviously, to rebuild, to get that organization back to a reputable stance. And we have seen, again, like, look through the playoffs. Point guards are huge. Now, is Cade going to have the type of career that CP3, Trey, or Ja, pick your favorite point guard from this playoffs, has had? I don't know. But I'm willing to get a kid a shot and let him lead my franchise back to glory.
Okay, so Perk, let's say the Rockets, you know, they come up at number 2. What should they do if Cade is already been picked and off the board? What can they do? What do they need right now?
They got to go with Jalen Green. I think Jalen Green would be a perfect fit for them. I mean, just an athletic guy at the 2-guard wing position, could get buckets. He would go down there, be in a good system under Steven Silas. He would put him in position to be successful. I think match him up. He will match up good alongside Kevin Porter Jr. Them two as the future. I think the future is bright for the Rockets. But one thing stood out to me, Monica and Ros, one thing stood out to me in that top 4 pick. Is it me, or is that the Cavaliers stay in the lottery? Every time LeBron James leaves, the Cavs are in the lottery, in the top 5. They have a top 5, a top 10 pick. It's just crazy to me.
That's because they still haven't recovered, man. It's taking some time.
They never recover.
And more time.
And more time and picks. It's going to take time, picks, maybe a therapist, but they shall overcome at some point. I want to thank you guys so much. Monica, Perk, you guys are incredible. Thanks for joining us on Hoop Streams.
I appreciate y'all
And to
having
everybody at home watching along.
Ron.
Thank you, girl. Everybody at home watching along with us. That's going to do it for this edition of Hoop Streams presented by Dell. I'm Ros Gold-Onwude. Make sure you log on to your cable provider and catch the Western Conference Finals Game 2, Suns, Clippers. Who you got?